Hi, I'm Ed Kelley, editor of the Oklahoman. Oklahomans of all races have a reason this week to salute one of the most courageous acts in our history. It's hard for me to comprehend, really, the kind of fortitude it took for a young schoolteacher named Clara Looper to lead a group of kids to Kat's department store downtown to launch a sit-in of a lunch counter where black people had never been served before. But what happened that day on August 19, 1958, changed the course of Oklahoma City forever. The sit-ins and the subsequent arrests and publicity didn't end segregation officially or otherwise, but the Oklahoma City sit-ins were on the leading edge of nonviolent protests that swept the nation in the late 1950s and early 1960s. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 wouldn't have happened without it, the simple staging of the sit-ins and other forms of protests. August of 1958 was a long time ago, and you'd have to be of a certain age to remember even a piece of it. Fortunately, the details of what took place at that fateful time remain captured for all to try to understand. The best place to do so is the Oklahoma History Center, near the state capitol. There, the African American exhibit includes a replica of the Kat's lunch counter, with a summation of the history behind it. The exhibit is a powerful way to try to understand the era, which is seemingly unimaginable to younger generations who never grew up in a segregated Oklahoma. Meantime, stay here on News OK all week for video and audio interviews with key players in the sit-in movement, including Mrs. Looper, as well as stories that try to bring history to life. I often wonder what would have happened had Oklahoma City not had a Clara Looper and a handful of other black leaders who insisted on change in a dignified, peaceful way. Would the city have suffered the outbreak of violence prevalent in some cities in the Deep South? Would the integration of other institutions, including the city's school system a decade later, been even more difficult than it was? We'll never know for sure, but the passage of a half century tells us that real courage in August 1958 changed the course of a city forever and ever.